Pельmeni, pierogi, vareniki, and khinkali. They're all delicious dumplings, but do you know the difference? Let's start with pельmeni. Like all great culinary dishes, pельmeni were invented by the Italians. Just kidding. It was, of course, the Russians. Probably native to the Urals, you can find these filled dumplings everywhere in Russia. Historically, they were a way of preserving meat through long Siberian winters. The meat, usually pork, lamb, or beef, is spiced with salt, pepper, and garlic. Then the pельmeni are boiled and served with a dollop of sour cream and dill. Sounds exactly the same as pierogi, right? Well, no. There are many legends about the origins of this Polish staple. Some say the dumplings were brought to Poland by Saint Hyacinth, back from a visit to the old Kievan Rus. Others say that pierogi were brought by the Tatars from the former Russian Empire. And then, of course, the Italians say that pierogi came from China via Italy from Marco Polo's expeditions. So how are they different to their Russian cousin? Well, they have thicker dough, and then there's the fillings. In pельmeni, the fillings are usually raw, but in pierogi, they're pre-cooked. They're not just meat either. Could be mashed potatoes, fried onions, cabbage, sauerkraut, mushrooms, spinach, cheese, you name it. Then just boil them until they float, or bake them, or fry them in butter, and then serve. Which brings us to vareniki, the Ukrainian version of this Eastern European staple, and certainly closer to the Polish pierogi than the Russian pельmeni. Vareniki are so popular in Ukraine, there's even a monument to them. Beat that, pizza! Despite their similarities to pierogi, Ukrainians sometimes use fermented milk products to bind the dough and then steam rather than boil the dumplings. Normally, they fill them with cottage cheese, mashed potato, meat, or fried cabbage, but occasionally you might find them stuffed with boiled beans or buckwheat. Don't forget, of course, the famous fruit vareniki, filled with cherries or even blueberries. Yum. And finally, we come to khinkali, the pride of Georgian cuisine. Eating one is an art. To start with, you're only supposed to use your bare hands. Don't even think of using a knife and fork. For Georgians, that's unthinkable, like sucking pasta through a straw. The most popular filling is a pork-beef mix, but in the mountains, khinkali are often made with lamb, or sometimes mushrooms, potato, or cheese. Sprinkle them with ground black pepper, and suck out the juices after taking a little nibble. The top part, where the folds meat, is tough and it's not supposed to be eaten. You just discard it on the plate so everyone can see how many you've polished off. And that's it. Finito. Except it's not, because across Eastern Europe and the former Soviet Union, there's also koldune, the ubiquitous manti, and then perhaps the ancestor of them all, the Chinese wonton. From Argentina to Nepal, from Japan to Brazil, wherever you go, you'll find dumplings. Will they be as delicious as pierogi? Or as rich as khinkali? Food for thought. Wow, geez. I'm starving.